Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You are once again rocking with your one and only host, the Astro Guru, also known as owner of the Emerald Tablet, and you are once again watching Astroteric TV. Today is August 19th. Yeah, I think it's the 19th. Pardon me, I'm not exactly sure as to what day it is, simply because it's only night and day to me. All that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, unless I got something to do, in which I'm always doing what I want to do, I don't really know exactly what day it is. But I digress. All jokes aside, really feel good today. So, what better to do than bring you guys some knowledge? So, what I want to bring the people of YouTube, my subscribers, is the 4 levels of consciousness, because there are 4 levels of consciousness. I may have spoken about them before. I'm gonna give you the correct names for them, but I call it, or rather I renamed it, concept of my own, as the 4 levels being a peasant, meaning like you bottom of the barrel, I guess, like untouchable, what some people would call bums. I'm not saying to shun or judge anybody. I'm just saying these are the categories we would fall in which a peasant is obviously someone that can't even do for themselves. So the next step would be like a man, a woman. We're gonna call that the human stage. When you become a human, you actually understand that we're all naturally pretty weak, and that you can't do anything, or you can't gain anything without action, things like that. So as you go up from being, say, you don't even have to be a peasant, because in that category, it's just the fact that you can't do for self. So there's people who fall on hard times, things like that, and we'll get into that too. Because just because you fall on hard times and you can't do something for yourself at the moment doesn't mean you're a peasant. But with higher levels of consciousness come better decisions. So at the time you become grown, we're just going to use at the time you become grown. Some people are inadvertently peasants. So that just means that you probably didn't have the guidance, and you probably didn't have the resources. You didn't have the people around you to either help you make your dreams come true, or show you how to go about chasing your dreams, things like that. Or you might have just been listening to everybody who told you, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You gotta go to school, you gotta go to work, and no matter what school you went to or no matter what job you got, seem to not be able to find yourself, or it was just like something gotta give. Now, at this first stage, the name of the first stage is actually the culture scape. It's the biggest stage of all 4 levels. So, the culture scape is where you're not a trendsetter. You don't have any aspirations or goals of your own. An easier way for me to put the culture scape is when you see somebody with no car, no crib, nothing going on, no job, but what tickles their fancy, what gets their gears going, is a new pair of Jordans, going to the club, drinking, smoking. They can't bring nothing to the table. That's why that's why I call them peasants. Because you just walk around to, what's the move, bro? Yo, man, put me on some money. And to an extent, that's being vulnerable and honest and telling somebody, hey, I need some help. But the people that are being vulnerable, honest, and legitimately asking for help, they're not gonna just ask you what's the move, what you got going on. They're gonna tell you, yo, bro, feel me? I'm good at this. You know what anybody need? You feel me? Yo, bro, I fix our houses. You know anybody need their house fixed? Blah blah. Cause you trying to stay in your lane. Feel me? That's man energy. Now we only described peasant and man, but however, the correct name for the second, when you become a man, the correct name for that would be the awakening. When you stop doing what everybody tells you to do and you start waking up. That's why people say, oh, I'm woke. Now, everybody that say that they're woke, a lot of people not really woke. But I'll show you my teeth. But yeah, alright. So now a lot of people, you know, say they woke because it's cool to be woke now. It's, you know, a popular thing. It's trending. So, once again, like I said, be mindful that level 1 is the crowd. Do not follow the crowd. Do not go spending all your money on fucking sneakers and looking good, shit like that. You don't got nowhere to fucking stay. You don't got absolutely nothing going on for yourself. Go get you some business. Better get up, get out, and get something. One of those, right? So now, as I said, you got level 1, the culture scape, better known as peasants. Those are the sheeps. Feel me? Don't be a sheep. Because sheeps get herded. So, now, we move from there. And you go into being a man, where you start waking up. Now, we're not going to just say that you're a man because you're waking up. No, man and woman, human. When you become a human, and you start realizing, I gotta take care of things other than myself. So, in the stage of man, you might be going from, remember, in the stage of peasant, you didn't even care to have a job or have no business going on. Once you get into the stage of man, you'll start not looking for your purpose, supposedly yet, but you start noticing, I gotta keep some money in my pocket, just period. I'm not planning on dying no time soon, so I might as well try to build some form of value, whether it be spiritually, whether it be financially, mentally, things like that. But of course, everything goes through the cycle, and physically is the last representation. So if I tell you I'm gonna be rich one day, and I'm broke when I say it, spiritually I'm already rich. I just got get my emotions to be rich, my mentality to be rich, and then financially, which is physically, I will be there. So it's just all a process. 4 levels. It's only 4. It's not that hard. Now, once you start awakening, when you get to the awakening stage, the next thing that will happen for you is you'll start doing things that you want to do versus doing things that you've been told. And things that you've been told to do, you find and you realize, okay, these things not really working the way I want them to, or they're not working out the way. It'll be fun, they say. Go work here, they say. Don't worry about what they said. And when you're awakening, you stop so much worrying about what they said, and you start looking for the truth. Now, in order to get out of the awakening stage / the human stage, what you have to do is go through the necessary experiences, or look back on your experiences in a new perspective so that you can further your awakening. Understand? So as you further your awakening, you start noticing patterns and synchronicities in your lifetime where you like, damn, it seemed like I was going crazy when I was going through that, but it's like you just got all the answers now. But remember, having the answers still doesn't make your life better, because you have to apply them. So now, with the application of these new skill sets that you may be acquiring, these new spiritual gifts, this new enlightenment that you're going through, because remember, you're in stage 2, awakening. When you cross into stage 3, this is where we become kings and queens. Understood? This is where you can start building empires. So once you're at level 3, king / queen, The proper name for this is recoding yourself. So yeah, you might have grew up in the projects. Yeah, you might have been a dusty little nigga when you was from little. You like, shit, I used to wear Reeboks. Shit, that was when my mother was buying my clothes, bro. But I'm grown now. So, you feel me? I could wear whatever I want. If I want to wear a pair of Toms, a pair of Steve Maddens, if I want to wear a pair of Jordans, it's all on me now. So you become a king, where not only can you take care of yourself, but you probably make enough money now to, pay bills, take care of your home, in which, as a king, you don't even have to have too much, because as a king, you run your kingdom, whatever that may be. You can have a 1-bedroom apartment. You're the king of that kingdom. So, the only thing next to do is decide what kind of king you want to be. Because remember, there's 4 levels and we're only at 3, which is recoding yourself / being a king. Now, no one's above and no one is exception to the rule of life's a roller coaster. It comes with ups and downs. So you can be a peasant. Some people, you can never be a peasant. You can start your life as a king. Feel me? Your family always had it. But they didn't teach you how to be a king. You thought it was just gonna come naturally that you was a king. Yeah, bro, they're just gonna pass it down to me. Yeah, but you're gonna mess it up. So you gotta, of course, have the skill set to continue the kingdom. Because a king without a heart is just a tyrant. So now, you are recoding yourself. Meaning, you went from not wanting to do anything, just kicking rocks as the day go by, to I got a job, but I don't really like this job. I feel like it's something more for me. I feel like it's something better I could be doing. So you move forward into what you want to do, whether it be having a job and a business, things like that. You're recoding yourself now. You're trying to teach yourself how to break generational curses. You're trying to teach yourself how to gain financial literacy. You're trying to teach yourself how to become emotionally intelligent. Because remember, they didn't teach you these things, which is why you had to awaken, because the people that raised you were asleep. I even tell you about, man, listen, it's people in my family, it's people that raised me that I'm still trying to get to wake up. I'm not going to write them off and just say, oh, they refuse to wake up. We all wake up in our own time. We all wake up in due time. We all have our own spiritual path. So I can help you find yours. I can be a guide when it comes to spiritual paths. I can teach you how to maneuver and figure out what you're meant to do, but I can't tell you what you are meant to do. Because you could just simply disagree. And guess what? Even if it is your God-given purpose, if you feel like it's not, you won't do it. Or you just, come to a realization years and years later, you're like, man, bro was right, I should have did this. And, sometimes, windows of opportunity close on us and they become missed opportunities. Success is just when preparation meets opportunity. So if you're prepared for the opportunity, you'll be successful when the opportunity comes. Now, after recoding yourself, the very last of all 4 stages is becoming extraordinary. This is where it just seems like on a daily basis, if you're not gaining knowledge, then, because at the point of becoming extraordinary, you're not treating life as if it's doing what it does to you. You're grabbing life by the horns and you're making what you want to happen. So when it comes to negative situations, when you're an extraordinary person, you have no time for negative situations, because they take too much either effort to get out of, or they take up too much of our time from being productive. So when you become an extraordinary, what's gonna happen is, some people may say you mean, other people might go, no, bro, cool, he just is how he is. Now you're gonna start, meeting new people. That's why you see a lot of people become successful. They don't go back to like their old neighborhood. They don't hang around those same people, because you get what you hang around. Tell me, if you hang around 9 millionaires, guess what? You'll be the 10th one. But If you just keep coming to the hood trying to bag all the little dirty legging wearing chicks in sandals, then guess what? That's what you're gonna have to pick from. That's what you're gonna be taking care of, and you're gonna also deal with all of the toxicities that you were dealing with before you became extraordinary. So don't go backwards. It's just like if you want to be rich, don't lose money. Warren Buffett's first rule: don't lose money. I don't care what you have to do to not lose it. Don't lose it. Because mentally, you're going to have to factor in that things happen that we cannot account for. So at some point in time, I'm going to lose something somehow, some way, but I'll get it back if I didn't deliberately waste it. Understand? If I didn't deliberately lose it. It's just like if somebody takes some money out your account, fraud, you'll get the money back, but you can't spend it right now today, things like that, blah, blah, blah. So it's the same exact situation. But now, in the becoming extraordinary stage, AKA, this is God stage. This is God mode. This is where, as an extraordinary person, you don't rush to make decisions. You don't care about validation. You don't care to be, you don't care about being, categorized. You don't care who likes you, who doesn't like you, because at the point of becoming extraordinary, you're on a mission. All you see in your third eye is the mission and how it can get accomplished. Understand? When you see problems with that mission, you don't just say, you know what, it's a problem, I don't want to do this no more, because you're on a mission. A mission means, listen, this got to get accomplished. It's in my being. It's in me, not on me. Like, I have to do this because I'm so passionate about it. Spirit is compelling me to go in this direction. So I'm already throwing caution to the wind. I don't care how it's gonna go. I'm not really pressed about the journey because I know I'm gonna get to my destination. So when you become extraordinary, you get a lot less tolerant of things that can hinder your success. Understand? So you got peasant, man, king, God. You have culturescape, the awakening, recoding yourself, and becoming extraordinary. Now, I've been a peasant in my lifetime at some point because I was just making bad decisions, drugged out. I wasn't trying to find no business nowhere. I was just happy being a part of somebody else's something. I didn't want to chase my dreams. I wanted to help somebody build theirs. As time went on, I was like, yo, bro, I feel less of a man. No man wants to feel less than a man. So I became a man. Like, I gotta do something. I gotta start from ground zero. So I had the awakening, in which it was like, nah. I started remembering and reminiscing all kinds of things I was good at and how I could possibly turn something that I would do for free into money or into, financial stability, things like that. Of course, I had other talents and things and gifts, but I wasn't focused on those. I was focused on getting to the part where I can become extraordinary. So I had to use something God-given. I had to align my free will with God's will. What does God want me to do? Okay, how do I want to go about doing what God want me to do? That I can put free will and God's will together in alignment. But I'm also putting body and mind right there. I'm putting mind and soul together when I'm doing that. And I just got to get my body to act out and execute what it is that I'm thinking and feeling. So the next stage, become a king, where you flying your kids out, you always need somebody, you throw a couple bucks that way. You taking care of people as well as taking care of yourself. You're not mad or you're not a slave because you don't feel like, oh man, I'm just doing everything I need to do, everything I gotta do. You're legitimately doing what you want to do, and you have enough to do what you need to do, so the things that you need to do don't seem like a burden. You do what you need to do first, and you're like, shit, I still got enough to do what I want to do. That's called living within your means. Some people get $300 a week, but you want to fly, you want to fly to Dubai and back every month. You can't do that. You don't have that bag. You do not have those means. So I wouldn't advise that you do that. And on top of that, if you do get it done As much as you can think that that's a beautiful gesture, and as much as it can be a beautiful gesture, you have to understand that everything has a price. So when you're the one asking for someone else to do something for you, or you're the one, trying to coax, persuade, influence, you're going to get the shortest end of the stick every single time. Like Kevin Gates said, gave you 50,000, failed to mention what it came with. You don't know what you have to do. You think it's just a nice gesture. Nah, I'm not telling you that. Listen, I fly you out this Monday and you come kick it with me over here. I'm going to be crashing your sister next week. Because guess what? I'm thinking birds of a feather flock together. So if you do it, your sister do it. You know what I mean? If I'll harm you physically, my brothers will too. We come from the same home. Things like that. I don't know a lion that won't eat a hyena. You understand? It's called human nature at a certain point. But I'm showing you how to get to nature versus nurture, how to become a higher level being, how to actually push your consciousness to where you need it to be a completely, unconditionally loving, functional, healthy relationship having person. But there's a proper way to do everything, a right way to do wrong. So that's just, 20 minutes of your time for 4 levels of consciousness. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I will put all social media names in the description box. And till next time, guys. Love y'all.